G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So, you will notice that there's less people here. That's because I forgot to schedule my stream. I actually forgot I was going live until about 7 minutes ago. So, kind of stuffed up there. But, how is everyone? Dragon Lair, Lefty, Nate, Dan, Hattrick Farm. I'm not sure I've seen Hattrick Farm before. G'day Zen, GRB Aquatics, who have I missed? Scott. Oh, some cool bugs. I feel like that's one of the things that we're renowned for around the world is our wildlife. I see a lot of like YouTubers say, oh, stuff going to Australia, that's where the dangerous spiders are. G'day, Maddie. Hey, Fish Room Fever. I just caught the last 2 minutes of your stream. Fresh out of bed. Had a bit of a sleep in on a Sunday morning. I'm not really. I've got a bit of a chesty thing, but it's not COVID, I promise. Oh, Dragon Lair pizza. I'm guessing it's night time. I just scoffed bacon and eggs. I was going to eat it on camera, but I thought you guys might not want to see that. So if you're watching the post recording of the live stream, I'll be doing the Patreon raffle at around the 30-minute mark, like I usually do. As usual, I'm not prepared, so we'll be writing the names down while streaming. And we actually don't have Blake today to fill in the blanks when I just go silent. He's actually busy with his kids today, family life. Oh, look at that! Oh yeah, I'm logged into Patreon. That's step one. Matty D still in bed. I think some of the people watching the stream, it gets confusing because it's night time, and then it's morning here. Oh. So I've been having a bit of a rough run. Sorry guys, I didn't upload on Friday. Again, that's 2 Fridays in a row. I actually forgot I had the video edited. I had it sitting on my phone, and I fell asleep. I was just straight out fell asleep. As I've said in a couple of videos, sometimes I upload late at night because of work situations, and yeah, Friday night it just got the better of me. It was a bit of a tough week at work, and yeah. G'day, Punchy. Are you still going live after me? Oh, Blake's come in with a comment. How's it going for you, Blake? All the kids to yourself? I bet you that's stressful. G'day, Big J. So what are we going to talk about today? I really want to do like a live fish room, like not so much tour, more of like a Q&A, like walk around and show you what you guys want to see. But the problem is I still haven't got my Wi-Fi fixed. I'm still waiting on the contractor, which I'm actually confused of why it's a contractor, because it's a plug and play item, but it's a $200 unit, so I'm not just going to go buy another one in my impatience. So we're going to have to stay in the house for this stream. We can go out and see the koi pond. That's inside my Wi-Fi range, I think. Just set them up with some sandwiches. Is that like, I don't have kids, so is that what it's like? Like, all right, what can I do to give myself 5 minutes not without the kids, but like keep them busy for 5 minutes, and then you've got like a list of ideas in your head, and you're like, well, I can only use this one once, so I'm going to save that for a bit later. I imagine that's what it's like. I get that with the bird, kind of, but obviously on a lot smaller scale. I don't know where he is. Just before I started streaming, he was chewing on my ear, but he's decided to take off. My plate's empty, so he's probably going to the missus to try steal her breakfast. Oh, Kim and Richard, I guess, are you referring to me like saying that you have like ideas lined up that you want to plot out? um, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to be able to have as many hobbies when I have kids, but I don't know. Watching Flake's Aquatics, he does a fair few projects with, and he's got kids, so he's my inspiration. Oh, so what you're saying, Blake, is you're going to have the fattest kids on the neighborhood. Change out the shapes for apples. uh, I might see if any of the Aussie Fish fam want to jump up. What do you guys reckon? I couldn't even talk so much by myself. I do love the sound of my own voice, but even I get sick of it. I don't even know how to find them. Here we go. I went with the glasses today, guys. So there's actually a reason behind it. I'm going motorbike riding this afternoon, and I don't like wearing my contacts for, say, like 12 hours. I get uncomfortable. So it was a choice. I either wear them now or wear them later. So you guys came second over motorbike riding. I actually don't mind wearing glasses. I'm not self-conscious about it. The only thing I hate is when I'm live, that line there across my glasses and like the screen's reflecting on them. I hate that. So when I talk about my glasses, don't think I'm like gonna slip my wrists over the fact that I wear them. That was probably a bit too heavy, guys. My bad. So what about play dates, Blake? I'm guessing play dates tire them because my dog had a play date yesterday and he hasn't moved for the last 30 hours. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be 30 hours. It'd be 20 hours. My bad. So I do have a bit of a problem in the fish room, guys. I'll talk about it on the live stream, hey. So, I had the white spot in the one tank and the trough with the rays. It was a weird selection of fish that actually got it. My Oscars didn't, which I'm super stoked about because I haven't seen many of that quality, so I don't think that they would be easily replaceable. But there's a new twist to the story. So I thought that the polystigma had been carrying white spot but not actually got it and passed it onto that tank because I had moved the polystigma from the ray tank to the 3 foot, and the temperature change was like 24 degrees to 29, and I thought that's what had triggered white spot. But I gave somebody a fish out of one of the IBCs like 2 weeks ago, and that now has white spot. So that means that there's a chance that it came from that IBC, which there's also a chance that it came from the guy's tank because he did sell his fish the day that he got the fish off me. But I think that would be too strong a coincidence. So obviously if the fish dies for him, I'll replace it. But that's not the issue. The issue is, does that IBC have white spot? So I've like critiqued the IBC. Now it's got windows, which actually helps a million. The windows, like, this is exactly why I put the windows in, so I can see if there's sickness. There's no sign of white spot on any of the fish in that IBC. I sat there for like half an hour, dropping a little bit of food in, keeping them all at the top. There is absolutely none. So my problem now is, obviously white spot is something that can be carried by fish and like be dormant in their system, kind of like herpes with us. now I've got to decide whether I give the IBC a treatment, even though none are showing signs, or whether I just ride it out and don't use any nets in that IBC. Well, actually, the IBC has its own net because it's hanging on the side of it. I'm getting Blue Planet net sanitized solution off Ryan at Korean Pet Central, but the person that I'm going to talk to about the white spot situation is actually Paul at Morley Aquariums. Just because he's had that shot for like 28 years or something, and I remember talking to him about white spot about, it would have been like 6 years ago, the last time I had it. I think it would have been 6 years ago. So I remember him giving me a full spiel on like how it works, everything about it, how to treat it, what steps to take, and like the cycle of it and everything. But brain not good enough to remember. I don't remember what he said. But the thing that is getting me is, you would think I would be good at knowing what to do because I've kept fish for like 8 years, but the problem is you have to have sickness to learn about it. So I feel like I'm a complete noob, and I honestly thought the green shallot or whatever it's called, green something, that's in the white spot treatment would just wipe it like straight away. So I'm a bit confused on why the fish died. Yeah, ick. Sorry, I should call it ick. So then I was like, maybe my medicine is no good. So I started doing research. A friend told me to use a different medicine, aquasonic white spot treatment maybe, and it's the exact same active ingredients as, yeah, that one. Mesh. I can't even pronounce that. Meshalit green. Meshalit green. Fuck knows. Bullshit. I shouldn't swear on the live stream. Yeah, so that green stuff. So that was in the white spot treatment that I used. And then someone said, no, don't use that brand, use this brand. And I checked the ingredients, they're exactly the same. And then I even went onto an aquarium co-op video, and they have a treatment, ICX, on their website, and it's exactly the same as the treatment I used. So I don't know what happened, guys. So if we just go like the 3-foot tank, there was 12 fish in there. Like 3 of the fish had ick, and then I treated the tank. Next thing, 10 of the fish had ick. And then by the end, I think I followed the directions exactly. By the end, I think only one survived, and it didn't get ick at all, that one that survived. So I didn't end up culling it. I ended up throwing it in a basket in the pond, and because the rays can't get it, so the pond is my quarantine sort of tank at the moment, and I bleached the 3-foot. Oh, good day, Nathan. Hey, Bodgy. What are you doing, Bodgy? Do you want to come up and say hi? I was actually sending you a link and I forgot. So yeah, that's so Dragonlet, I actually threw salt in the tank, and the tank that had it is actually the warmest tank in the fish room because it's directly under the air conditioner. So 29, bit of quick Googling. So the tank is actually on 84 Fahrenheit. Oh, Bodgy, you're always studying on a Sunday morning. Sunday is a fun day, not a study day. Good. Locked out of a hat trick farm. I don't know what that is. Hat trick farm? I find it so funny, like the Aussie fish fam, we're all doing such different things. Oh, Bodgy free in 2 weeks. All right, I'll hold you to that. Next Fortnite stream featuring Bodgy. He's secretly got a new missus. Well, that would explain it. That really would. One of the guys at work was seeing a girl, and I told him it would end up his girlfriend. He said no, and I called it. It's now his girlfriend. How much school do you have left? Is this your last year? See, if you're up on the stream, you could answer that straight away. I'm real smart. So I went to send the link to you, and I actually sent the YouTube link, not the, what do you call it, link? StreamYard link. So I was actually going to get a new camera for streaming and a green screen, but as some of you know, I want a new dirt bike, so I'm trying to save my money at the moment. I've sold 2 of the remote control cars for anybody interested. Oh, so yesterday's video, I got 2 running, didn't I? So a lot has happened since then. So yesterday, that video was Friday night. Yesterday was Saturday. One of my friends and my dad came over. We got every single car running. They all work. None of them are like broken as such. Some of them were pulled apart, but the pieces were in the boxes that I got. So I was able to fix every single car. Have I missed anyone? That speed to mature. Yeah, so I don't know what happened, Dragonlet. I like followed every step. Yeah, I honestly don't know. And then I don't know. So like with Ick, is when like the what do you call it? Their slime coat starts peeling. Is that just like the heavy stages of Ick, or is that something else? I was so confused. Like I said, I just feel like a noob when it comes to some sicknesses. Oh, Bodgy, you're in year 12. It's almost over. What's the month? Nah, it's not. You've got what, 4 months left, maybe? Oh, good day, Chad. Have I missed anyone? I don't think so. Ick 19. Yeah, no kidding. It's rough. The most annoying thing is when people comment on my videos saying you should quarantine your fish. There was no new fish introduced. So the polystigma, I moved from the pond to the tank, but the polystigma I've had for 6 months, so it wasn't a new fish. And even though it might seem like I don't quarantine, you guys, probably everybody in the chat will realize, but all my tanks are species only. So when I get a new fish, I might put them in their permanent tank, but it's basically quarantining because I'm not putting them with any other fish. So it might seem like I'm not quarantining, but I do. Oh, g'day, Scotty. I don't know. Is the StreamYard chat's a couple of seconds behind the YouTube, isn't it? Low key, possibly. Maybe it came from the bats too. I don't know. I don't know. I'm stumped. And then somebody, I've got to go see Ryan at Kareem Pet Central because he's got a new test kit for me to test out. It's the flu valve test kit. He offered me an API one. I said no. Yeah. So the other problem is the flower horns have a crazy weak immune system. So I think that the ick attacks them a lot easier. Like the polystigma that was in the tank didn't have ick. Also, one thing I noticed, I had today's job, get that brine shrimp hatchery. So one thing I noticed, I had a basket in the pond. It had Benga peacocks and blue eye cichlids. So I can't remember the technical term for them. They were all around 4 to 5 centimeters. Um, all the blue eye cichlids up floating. All the Africans completely fine, no sign of ick. The barramundi got it, the peacock bass got it, the flower horns obviously, but the Oscars didn't. And the Oscars I've got look quite line bred, so I thought they would actually get it. The sooty grunter didn't get it. The giant gourami didn't get it. The giant gourami didn't look well, but it looked more like ammonia burn from filter crash and stuff. But he's fine now. Obviously, the rays didn't get it because they can't get it. But I did lose 2 rays from the ammonia because the bioload on that tank is so huge that as soon as I put the ick medicine in and killed the bacteria, it crashed. Not to mention, I had that basket stuck on the filter. I really don't know whether it was the medicine or the basket blocking the filter that caused the ammonia crash, but it was just a shit show. Like, not only did I have mechanical failure of a filter, I had sickness at the same time. So I was like losing flower horn and losing rays, and then I was like, but the rays can't get ick, so they're dying from ammonia burn. Oh, I'm going to rebuild the intake for that filter. For those of you who are early on my channel, you might have seen it. Where the 90mm pipe comes out of the pond, there used to be a T-piece and it had a high and low suction. So it would sort of pick up the debris down the bottom. So it had like a bottom drain as such. I've been looking for it because I didn't think I threw it out, but it looks like I did throw it out. So I'm actually going to be remaking that. I don't know when. Maybe today. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But that's a high priority. Also, I'm never going to put baskets in that end bay again. What had happened, I just shoved an airline through the handle and like the airline and like wrapped it around, but the airline came free and sucked the basket. The basket did have like little 3mm holes in it, but it obviously wasn't enough flow. And I don't know if it was on there for 1 day or whether I missed it and it was on there for 2 days, but who knows. Yeah, it's definitely a cascade. The one thing I've definitely learned from this, obviously white spot is what it is. You can't, all you can do is keep it isolated to tanks, and that's what I've done. Like, I only had the 1 grow out tank and the pond with it, which I've got 40 tanks. I think I did a good job at isolating it personally. The fry tanks are plumbed into the pond, and I knew that it was a risk doing it, but I think I've explained in one of the videos, I can't afford to disconnect them just because of the water usage, because the fry tanks get such huge water changes. It would be so cost effective. What's the word for that? I don't know. But anyway, I can't do it because I can't. So I'm still going to keep the fry tanks plumbed into the ray pond. I still know it's a risk, but it's a risk that I'm going to have to take. But I'm definitely going to be more careful what I put in the fry tanks. Usually they fry out of tumblers, which I think can't really carry disease if that egg's in the tumbler. I'm not sure. Oh, all right, Lefty. I'll see you. Well, I won't see you later, but I'll hear you later. Oh, hat trick lurking as well. Oh, Chev, how's it going? Just in time for the raffle, which reminds me that I need to organize a raffle. I got my handy dandy. Where's my paper? Oh, right. Sheet of paper. I don't have a bowl. What have I done here? All right, so now I got to remember my Patreon's not logged in. There we go. It says incorrect login, but it had the login saved. Oh, there we go. The hardest part is finding the list of people. I'd really like to delete Patreon and change it to members on YouTube, but for some reason I haven't been approved for members on YouTube. Oh wow, there's a couple more on here. Shout outs if you're a new Patreon. I need to log in back on my phone so I can see the new ones and give them a shout out. All right. This is going to be hard without somebody helping me on the stream. I don't know what the prize is going to be. I think the prize will be extreme fish food. I'll have to talk to Ryan because Ryan's been a champ for the Patreon raffles. He's actually been sending the food for me, so I don't even need to send it. I just tell him the address of the winner. So huge shout out to Korean Pet Central. Elliot, I hope he wins one of them. He's been a $9 Patreon since I pretty much started it. And he doesn't live far from me, so it'd be a good excuse to go see him. I haven't seen his setup. JR. We're also, while we're here, let's maybe talk about some future stuff. What's his name? Ash has offered me some plants, so some plant cuttings. So we're actually going to go around there. I'll probably take the camera, and he's got one of the flower horns that I sold, so we'll go have a look at that, and we'll have a look at his planted tanks. I love doing videos on them because they're just insane. I think like the tanks you see on like Aqua Green and stuff, I think he's on par with them on maybe two of his tanks. Like they're just, I've never seen anything like it in person. Like never ever. I know there is a few people around Perth that do have tanks of that quality, but I haven't seen them. But I guess that's what happens. I don't know. He's got a green thumb. Like even all these plants in the backyard, in his garden. And every time I go there, it's not just cuttings for fish tanks. He's given my missus cuttings for a garden and all that sort of thing. Maybe next time I go there, I'll actually show the outside because it's special as well. Like I almost think he's like a 70-year-old retired man trapped in a 30-year-old's body because he's got that's what his garden looks like, you know, like the retired man's green backyard. I hope that doesn't upset him that I'm calling him a 70-year-old. When When my tanks don't have substrate mix. That is a very good point, but what's it called? There's like old tank syndrome or something. That's kind of exactly what you're referring to there, hey? G'day, chap. I just said chat. Why did I say chat? Chat. Chat. What are you up to, Shep? Busy setting up the fish room or something like that? What's the time there? 9:30. Is it 11:30? It's almost time for lunch. Oh, I didn't show the list, did I, guys? I promise I got everyone. You're naturally getting new bacteria to do some of the chems. Oh, I dropped someone. Who did I drop? Elliot. That's who I want to win, and I just dropped him on the ground. I don't think he's in the chat. Working on the fish room, Shep. It's hard when you start, like, well, not that you're just starting, but like, it's hard when you're doing big changes. It's so time consuming, isn't it? And then you get the tanks in place, and or in my case, you get the tanks in place, and then the plumbing is like even more work than putting the tanks in place. So you think you're finished, but then there's actually more work than you considered. There's definitely more Patreons because I don't remember taking this long to fold up the tickets. Yeah, I should actually keep note of how many there are and how many added. So what do you guys think? Drop a comment. Do you think it would be better to bring it to members only instead of Patreon, so it's in the same app? The only thing is the Patreon only takes like a smaller percentage, whereas YouTube takes like 30% of what you guys put in. There's actually probably a fair bit of money in the Patreon, guys, so I could probably think about doing some sort of big product, what do you call it? Product test? What's the word? Oh, sorry, Shep. I haven't caught up on your videos lately. Are you building a room inside that shed, or are you building a room standalone? I think last time I saw your video, you were talking about building a wall on one side. So I'm guessing you're building the room inside that shed. All right, guys, let's put the camera. I've got no bowl. So, we're 8 minutes late on the raffle, but that's all right. All right, this one. Imagine if I got copyrighted for that. Jacob Harvey. That's cool. Jacob's one of the original Patrons from the very start, so I'm stoked for that. I think he might be in Perth, if I'm not wrong. I can't remember. Uh, I think he might be one of the first 3 even Patreons. Well, actually, I can see the date. Oh, he was the 2nd Patreon. Wow, that's cool because yeah, I'm glad that goes back to him. Obviously, I don't mind which Patreon wins it. They've all paid for their ticket, so that is what it is. But it's cool that somebody the 2nd Patreon ever won it. Nah, yeah, inside. Oh, you're going full storage on top. Yeah, that would be tough. Mine isn't. Mine you couldn't even put anything on top. For starters, it's got a tank hanging from the roof, which is already pushing it to its limits. Oh, I don't know. My timbers are 45 by 120, but they span 3.6 meters. So I don't know. But I've got it strapped to the roof of the pitch of the shed. So like in the middle of the room, there's straps running down. I don't know if that would actually really help much. But I'll have to jump over and have a look. I love watching room builds. I've been trying to convince Dan to start a YouTube channel, but he's all into the Instagram at the moment. I've got Instagram, as most of you probably know, but I just don't have the time to run it. Look, there's the dog. Oh, that's odd. I'm not used to the camera thing. It's hard to remember where things are. So he had a play date yesterday. Anybody who missed me talking earlier, and basically that's been him for like the last 20 hours. He hasn't moved. He's 7 now, maybe 8, and he's showing his age. Jack, what are you doing? He still gets up, but so he's alive. Hey, buddy. Oh, do you guys want to go have a look at the pond? I'm going to look at the pond even if you don't want to look at the pond. Where's the comments? What's my phone on? I didn't have it plugged into the charger. Oh, we got plenty of battery. So you had the filter crash. Yeah, so I had the filter crash, and I know doing water changes can make the filter crash more, but there's like 7 stingrays in the system all over 40 centimeters. So even though it was a 1 step backwards doing a water change, I think that's what you're referring to anyway. I couldn't leave the amount of ammonia that was in the water in there. I had put Seachem Safe in there to bind the ammonia, but the water was that cloudy you could literally see the ammonia. So I don't think I did the wrong thing changing as much water as I did, but I don't know. Who knows? Oh no, I've turned the video off. They've changed the StreamYard, so it's a bit of a how do I? Here we go. Boom. Yeah. So koi pond looks good as usual. Nothing really changes, but this is about as far as we can go with the Wi-Fi signal. business. So the filter outside, the only thing that's in there is the long fin eel or short fin eel, but there's nothing. I what have I done here? There's no like dead fish in there or anything. I check it quite often. Where is it? Over this side, guys. Let's go up and have a look. I want to show you something. So the Brazilianensis, or whatever it's called, that is in my 4-foot planted tank. I put a tiny offcut back in the original basket that it came in, and I put it in the pond. Check it out, man. It's flourishing. It's so happy with life. There's another one over there, but it didn't take off like that. I'm thinking maybe I took too much out of it and there's not enough in it. There's actually another one here somewhere. The old elephant here is a little bit sad because I messed it up. What's this one doing? That one's broken off. That's going to die. Oh, there it is. It's not filled. But the water lily is about done. The koi have just attacked it too much. Well, I don't have any pump in the middle, Nathan. Whoa. There's two. Let me know if you mean the elephants. If you mean the elephants are running off a DSC 3000, I think it is. It's only running at like 20-30%. Good thing about the DC pumps is you can turn them down. Yeah, look at this one. It's hardly alive. It's got like tree leaves and shit in it. Maybe all the leaves in that are smothering it, but I don't know, it might come back. I was actually regrowing it to plant it out in the fish tank again so we get more ground coverage. But hang on, we have to turn the light on. If you actually look in here, the ground coverage is really good. I could probably get like a couple more squares in, like there's no shoots in that bit there, but like all along the front here, see there, it's all fresh shoots. So I don't think I really need to add any more. If I add more, it's got to do like the anaerobic to what's it called, guys? Anaerobic to something change, and it takes like a few weeks for the plant to establish. So I honestly think if I add more now in those gaps, it will take just as long to establish as just letting it grow. Should think about getting some pathos for the ray pond. The problem is there's not enough light in the fish room to grow plants. What's sorry? What's the Sand Creek Aquatics 2 page for? Oh, we've got a guest, guys, coming up to say hi.
There we go.
G'day, mate. Oh, welcome to the stream for the first time.
I actually think it's the second time.
Ah, you sure?
I think so.
Well, that's how much I remember.
A few people wanted me to show you what I was doing, so I thought I'd drop in.
Yeah. So you're building walls.
Yeah, at the moment. So where we get? There we go. And we'll let it up. So basically, at the moment, I'm still in the middle of the whole empty plan, but I'm using this. What is it? 40 mil by 75 mil by 6 mil C-section channel from my frames. So
Oh, yeah.
a lot of steel cutting and all that sort of crap, but I suppose I'll give you a bit of a walkthrough. Now I've got the plan drawn out on the ground. So at the door, we're going to have a 4-foot native aquarium with all like the little gudgeons and stuff like that. Then we're going to walk into the door and have a sink and storage area here in the corner. Down this wall here is going to be a 3 high bay of 20 gallons or 2-foot tanks. Basically just for all breeding and all that sort of stuff. Here on the end is going to be 2 6-foot aquariums. So the distance between the two sides is actually 6.4 foot or something. So
so a bit of space.
So it can fit two 6-foot tanks in there fairly easy. Then probably a row of 10 gallons or something above that. Then down this side, I have enough room to put another 3 high 20 gallons if I want. But I've got a couple of 4-foot tanks and that, so I'll probably end up putting a couple of 4-foots in there and a few other things. But then actually there is enough room down the centre that if I want later on, I can put another centre rack in later on. So
Good day, Hackle, mate.
So that's basically where we're at the moment. So
the shed's hardly recognisable at the moment.
Oh yeah, this end's clean. This end, where my fish tanks are at the moment, is kind of a bombshell. But I suppose a few things that I've got new going on here is I've actually started getting back into my endlers. So I've got some neon blue endlers in here with my red cherry shrimp.
Those are the competition fish, aren't they?
I think so. I don't know. I didn't even realise I was in a competition, but apparently I am. So we got some blonde endlers, red line blonde endlers in here. So they're the first lot I've got to start with. So that's one new thing, and the other new thing is the Australian bass wannabes. We got 100 golden perch turn up. They were supposed to be Australian bass, but they ended up being golden perch. So I don't know.
Oh, what?
So I don't know if we can see them in here.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it was. Like I've waited nearly a good month and a half for these fish to turn up, and they turned up to be the wrong ones. But I don't know. I'm not the one who brought them, so I'm just growing them out. So, but I was keen to grow. I was keen to grow the Australian bass though. But, yeah, we got a bit of a tank set up for these guys. So we got the lone goldfish that 4-year-old stepson calls Nemo. He's floating around in this 1,000 litre tub with I was at 115 golden perch fry, all about 3.5 centimeters long. So with lots of driftwood and rocks and that floating around, so they've got plenty of places to hide. And he's a fantail, so he's got no chance in catching the little buggers anyway. Give him a few months, and they'll probably see him as food anyway. But yeah, so that's basically all the stuff that I've got going on.
That's going to be a lot of work building that room.
It is going to be a lot of work. I've got it. Well, the worst thing is I can't actually build the fish room straight away. I've got to build the framework and the loft first. Then I've got to clear all this stuff out and put it up on top of the loft, so I can use this floor space to actually build wall frames for house renovations.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Then I can build my fish room. So that's why I've said in a couple of videos that the fish room is going to be sort of a 3-month project. But I'm going to get the framework up and get the tanks moved off this wall into here, probably sitting down the middle, so I can still work in here and slowly build the fish room as well as do everything else. So it'll just be a slow process.
And I guess the real question is, are you doing automatic water changes?
That's still debatable. I've thought about it, and I'm definitely going to try and go that way. It's just hopefully I've got enough room on top of the loft. I'll turn the camera back around. Yeah, hopefully we've got enough room on top of the loft to fit it. So we're I think if I do the 1,000-litre tote up in the middle in the back, I'll have enough room to actually fit the tote up there. But other than that, I don't think I'll have enough room anywhere else in the shed, because we've only got about sort of, what is it, about 700 high here in the corner, and I've got a bit over 1.2 meters in the middle. So I've got enough room in the middle to put the tub up there to hopefully do water changes, but I am going to do a central air system which will run just a shitload of sponge filters for filtration and stuff like that. But except for the 6-foot tanks, which probably have canister filters on it, just so I can get more of a river flow going with them. But other than that, it's sort of up in the air on whether I do auto water changes, just because of the room that I have. Really, I've been limited to the space I've been given by the missus.
Oh, really? She had a say in it.
She had a say in it. Well, it's technically her house, so
okay.
she got the final say in how big I could go.
Yeah.
I tried to push it as far as I could. I wanted at least 2 bays, but I got 1. So it was.
That's all right, but you still need plenty of shed space.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm a fitter and welder by trade, so having this extra shed space when it's all finished will be good for doing other projects and stuff like that. So that'll all be good in the long run.
So your room's going to be the opposite to mine. Mine was all wood because that's what I work with. Yours is going to be all steel because that's what you work with.
Yeah, pretty much. Pick the easiest material you can work with. And all the steel actually is all recycled steel from my workplace.
Yeah,
so
right.
They're actually
that's quite a lot.
They're actually throwing all this stuff out. So I said, "Yep, I'll take it," and they even threw out the kitchen sink, so we ended up with that one as well.
I actually want to put a sink in my fish room. I just haven't figured out where. I put too many tanks in there.
Well, that's what I was sort of worried about. If I wanted to go, look, my original plan was you walk in, you have tanks all around the walls, and I thought, yep, that's going to be well. Even as it sits, I think I can still fit close to 50 tanks in here, of 20 gallons and 10-gallon tanks. So I think I'm going to have well and truly enough for now. Give it a couple of years, and I'll run out of room and slowly branch off into the rest of the room. But yeah, so the only good thing I have is I don't really do the big fish like flower horns and Oscars like you do. I keep small fish. I keep to my small fish, so which isn't too bad. Like the antlers I got were really. I brought one pair, and the shop owner said, "Oh, what are you going to do with them?" I said, "Oh, I'm going to try and breed them and stuff like that." And he said, "Well, I'll throw in another pair just when you go to sell them. Give me first offer." So I only brought one pair of each, and he threw in a second pair for nothing. So kind of like a sponsorship, but in that regard, I've got to sell back to him, so he wins either way, because he's finding it hard to get fish in the same as every other fish store, I suppose. So he said he's breeding himself, but they're selling out as quick as he can get them into the shops, and he knows I have the tank space to separate them, because he said a lot of people will buy 2 or 3 pairs of each kind and throw them into one big tank together. So he said he can't resell them. So he knows I'll separate them, and I have separated them, so he knows that the line will stay fairly pure.
Yeah, that's good.
And with these nice little blue ones, I actually want to try and get one of the males is a nice bright blue neon, and the other one's sort of got a purple tinge to it. So I'm going to try and pull the purple strain out and actually make a purple Endler.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because there's one up there that actually looks like he's more like a neon, like an actual neon tetra. He's got the red stripe on him. That little guy there in front. Oh, yeah, he was there in front. Yeah, right there. So he's got the little red stripe. So I'm going to try and breed him into having that stripe right along the top, and then the other one's actually purple. So I'm going to try and breed the purple out in them. So it'll be a nice, interesting line if I can get them two going. So but at the moment they're just running all in the same tank, and we'll see how we go with what type of babies come out of it.
Yeah, I think if you could get the purple line going, that would be cool.
Yeah, you don't see many purples in fish.
I've never had endless, but can you just pull one girl and that boy out and breed them, or will he smash the girl if there's only one girl?
He'll just keep chasing her. Like in this tank with the blondes, I was supposed to get 2 pairs, and I ended up getting 3 males and 1 female. So as you can see, they're all just chasing her, even though she is pregnant. So
yeah,
I could probably pull them out and separate the males out until she has the babies, but then put one male back in. But I don't know. It's just easy just to leave them all together.
That's what actually happened with my tuxedo guppies. It ended up being 4 males, 2 females instead of 2 males, 4 females.
Yeah.
And the males just smashed the girls. So I've only got a couple of males left now. I didn't actually know guppies were like that, because I've never actually had guppies before, believe it or not. And I got them, and then they started fighting, and I was like, Blake told me that these were peaceful fish.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Like I've
I
got
guess just in the wrong
couple of,
or pardon.
I've got a couple of guppies here as well that I'm thinking about crossing the endlers across with the guppies, because they will cross back, because they're close enough in species to cross. So I
Is
do
that
have a
just an
couple of
experiment?
yeah, I've got a couple of neon blue guppies, like half black neon blue guppy females. So I was thinking about throwing them in with throwing one of the males in the neon blue males in with them, and just seeing what sort of colorations I get with them.
Yeah,
But you do get a mixed body shape, so you sort of have to get the colors you want, then either breed them back to the guppy or breed them back to the endless strain to get the pure endless strain out. But because with the endlers, females don't seem to get the colorations that the female guppies do.
yeah,
So I want to try and cross them back with the guppy to try and get the male and the female endlers with the nice pretty colors. So we're going to
yeah,
try and do that at one stage, but that might be a later breeding project when I get the room up and done, because it'll take 3 or 4 generations to get that sort of thing happening.
yeah. And then I'm not sure. I don't really know what it's like crossing with like guppies and endlers. What you would really sell them as if you got to like a fourth generation.
Yeah, well, once you get down to about the fourth generation, you're sort of getting back to the pure strains again. It's just you've got a new color, so you've really got your
Yeah,
own strain of endler or own strain of guppy, but you just got the different colors. And endlers have
yeah, fair enough.
a better immunity and immune system and all that sort of stuff. So I think crossing them will actually boost the guppies lines, which are in this country so inbred, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, the blood red guppies that I had, um, they got like these little warts on the side of them a couple of days after I got them.
mm,
And I spoke to a couple of people, and apparently, yeah, there's like the guppies that are in Australia are just that line bred that even just moving them, they've got that weak of an immune system that like you can buy them and they'll just die straight away.
yeah, well, I've found that like all my neon tetras, I get probably 2 or 3 months out of them, then they all start to develop like fungus and that on them, and you can put them into a full fungal bath for like 2 or 3 weeks. They'll clear up. You'll give them another dose of the fungal stuff, and then leave them in for another 2 or 3 weeks. Put them back in your main aquarium, and a week later they've got the fungus back.
Oh,
Like
really?
it's absolutely ridiculous in their immunity, but that's just
I
comes
think,
from them being bred in fucking such high numbers and shit like that.
yeah, I think when I got the guppies, it just was too much of um, just a side thing. Like I didn't give enough, like not that I didn't care for them. I fed them and gave them water changes, but when I saw that they were getting smashed, when I saw they were getting fungus, I didn't treat it or separate them. So it's
Yeah,
definitely my fault in the long run of why I lost them. I should have taken care of it. Blake's asking footy scores. Please, no football chat in my stream.
to be honest, I wouldn't have the faintest idea. I don't follow either codes.
I only found out the football was going again like yesterday. Oh,
No,
Friday, sorry.
I know because my missus likes to follow the NRL something fierce, and she's constantly telling me, "Oh, the football's on at 4 o'clock today, or the football's on at such and such," and I'm like, "And why do I need to know? I really don't care. That just gives me an excuse to go out to the shed where I've got beer and a fireplace."
Oh, have you got a fireplace in your shed?
Not in the shed at the moment. I've got it outside, but when it's all done and dusted, there'll be a fireplace and big seating area in the shed.
So when I first built my shed, I actually was keeping an eye out for secondhand fireplaces,
Mm.
and you never see you don't. There's not many secondhand.
No, I was
It's
lucky
like
enough that I picked up one that didn't have any fire bricks left, and they were
yeah.
selling it for like $50 because the fire bricks had all broken out. I went to Bunnings and picked up fire bricks for like $5 each or something, and I needed 4 or 5 bricks. It's like, okay, you couldn't go and
That's
buy the
cool.
bricks yourself, so you brought a $1,000 new fireplace, got rid of this one for $50, but couldn't go spend fucking $30 on new fire bricks.
some some people just don't care.
Oh,
Like the remote controlled cars I just got. Like I thought when I bought them that some of them would be broken, but I literally just added fuel and like a bit of CRC to free up the stuck spots, and like they all started. And it's like just the person was too lazy to even buy fuel to try and fire them up to sell them.
oh wow. It's funny how people get like that.
I guess I've been there too. Like
Yeah, I've been there, but it's
once you
never
get
something
pissed
like
off at it,
$1,000. Yeah, I've been there, but it's usually like you don't go out and spend $1,000 on something when it's only going to cost you $20 to fix, or even get like a mechanic or something in to fix it, like a heater mechanic or something like that to come in and fix it and put new bricks in it for like $100. It just seems like very, very out of place to go and spend nearly.
was the exterior appearance still okay?
Yeah, everything looks basically the same as what you would buy it out of a shop.
that's that's funny.
Like that's what I'm saying. It was just the bricks inside it had broken because they'd basically just tried jamming or I think their kid tried poking the fire and put the poker through the back bricks, and then the back got too warm and like started melting, like burning off the paint on their wall
Oh yeah.
because there was no bricks and all the heat was going out the back of the fireplace, and they had it right up against the, like not right up against the wall, but close enough that when the bricks were out of it, the heat got enough to melt the paint, or to peel the paint off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know. I could never lost my game. Bit the same as
Yeah,
Blake's
definitely.
barbecue.
Yeah, that was a score. I actually want to talk to him about it, maybe on a live stream, maybe in private. It doesn't really matter. But I was actually going to ask him today, but he's busy. I want to know what it's like holding the temperatures. I'd really like to try a cheap one myself because I want to know whether mine was actually worth all that extra money. I kind of bought it because I saw on forums or on Facebook that people saying that the cheap ones are really hard to stabilize temperature. But I want to know if that's true or not, or whether I just got conned into buying a really expensive unit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got no idea with smokers and stuff like that.
But yeah, he did the right thing he bought the firebox for the side. Bodgy, good observation that there's a bird. There's a bird that needs his nails clipping because it feels like someone's putting needles through my shirt. You find it easy, Blake? Don't tell me that. You're telling me I could have just got a cheap one? You meant to tell me that it's horrible.
I'm gonna have to pop off anyway and and get back to building this shed. Otherwise, it's never gonna get done.
Yeah, I've got to jump off too. I've got some stuff to organise. I've got some adulting to do.
Well, I'm trying to get out of the adult things, but it's too early to start drinking the beer and building.
Speaking of fireplaces, I've actually got to go make a base for my in-laws' new fireplace. I can't remember what it's called. You know, the bit the fireplace sits on?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I just got no idea what it's called.
A bit of fibre cement, couple of tiles, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, catch you later to the chat as well. It's been fun. Hopefully, fingers crossed, next fortnight I will have my Wi-Fi back and we'll do a bit of a fish room Q&A. We'll do a bit of a tour and just look at whatever you guys want to look at. And hopefully I'll be a bit more organised. I've never organised for live stream, am I, guys? And also, who won the Patreon? It was Jacob. So I've got to contact Jacob for that. I don't know what else to say. I guess that's about it, guys. Peace out. Oh, there.